track, some birds in the background, which is very, very beautiful. But also because it's such a contrast that from what people imagine in their heads. We're standing on the rooftop of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Like we said, it's a very big church. The main parts are out over there. You saw the big domes. But even this dome, back behind you over here, if you know your way around inside of the church, you can stand directly underneath this dome. There are people physically wandering the church at this moment underneath our feet. Now, some people imagine in their heads before they come to Jerusalem, the church being on some sort of remote, deserty hill, a very dramatic camel walk up and down the church. But the reality is that people actually live on top of the church. That's how crowded Jerusalem is. And the people live around us in these doorways, in the small village area that many of you went to take some photos. These are Ethiopian priests and monks. We walked through their chapel, which is just on the edge of the church, just outside of the church. And they own that chapel on the rooftop over here. They used to own parts inside of the church. Throughout the history, they didn't have a strong empire backing them, and people used that to push them out. They push them out. They end up with the chapel over here. They end up with the rooftop. A couple hundred years ago, they decide they're not giving this up. How are they going to save the place? They're going to spend here 24 hours, 7 days a week. Okay, and they decide to start living here. Start living above the church here. You can see the lady coming out of the house. She will live her whole life over here on top of the church. And for her, it's not about the birds, the off the beaten track, nice people with cameras standing and taking photos. It's about being so close to the places that mean so much to her. Right? She's very close to the hill where Jesus was crucified. She's very close to the place where he was buried, where she believes he came back to life. So for the people who live here, it's not easy. You know, just bring groceries over here, this, that. It's not easy living here. It's worthwhile because of the spiritual value, I will call it, and the respect that their community has by having this part over here. Amazingly enough, the Ethiopian in their theology, the Ethiopian Christians, they connected Jerusalem from even before the days of Jesus, before any of these churches were built. I'm talking 3,000 years ago, when the boss in town was the son of David, King Solomon. Solomon is very famous all over the world for a few things, but mainly for his wisdom, for his brains. Many kings and queens come to check him out. Everyone wants to meet the smartest man alive. And one of the queens who's going to show up here, Saba, Sheba, Shva, different languages. It's the same queen. It's the queen of ancient Ethiopia. She shows up here in Jerusalem. She has a chat with Solomon. She's going to ask him all these questions. He's smarter than your tour guide. He knows the answer to everything. And she's amazed. She realizes she's sitting in front of the smartest man alive. What is she going to do? Smarten herself? Marry him. What would you do? You know, you don't let go of the smartest man alive. The tour get made. In the Ethiopian theology, they'll even have a child named Menelik, and he'll become to be this ultimate black ruler. I think you all heard his nickname, because there's a very famous singer who sings about this. Bob Marley. Bob Marley sings of the Lion of Zion. Lion of Zion. Zion is a nickname for Jerusalem, the Holy Land. The lion is the symbol of the tribe of Judah, the tribe that King David and Solomon came from. Each one of the 12 Israelite tribes had a symbol. So the symbol of the tribe of Judah was the lion. That's why if you walk around Jerusalem, you'll see these lions on the garbage cans. It's the symbol of Jerusalem today. So the Lion of Zion is this nickname for the fruit of the love between Solomon and Sheba, this ultimate black ruler. So in their theology, they have a connection to Jerusalem from before any of the churches, the village, anything like that was built. My friends, you're very patient, and for that you'll get some claps at the end of the tour if you'll keep it up. We're gonna continue. I mean, I'm sure you know this, but look at this puzzle. You can see there used to be arches above our heads. The whole place used to be covered with a big ceiling. Historians believe that this is where the Crusader Knights would eat, would dine together. So even when they were comfortable, they were having a drink, having a eat, they would be protecting the church just beneath them. At some point, the ceiling collapsed. The arches over here, they fell down. The village was set up. You can see where they used to pump water up to maybe 30, 40 years ago. You can see at the same time a TV antenna. You can see people hanging up their laundry. It's a crazy puzzle. You know, in Jerusalem, it's very hard asking how old is this. You know, what exactly are you talking about? Which exact rock? Because it's one on top of the other all the time. We're going to go now to the very famous Via Dolorosa. The Via Dolorosa just around the corner. So once you're ready, my friends, we're